Good morning, my dear students. Today we again start our session with the revision of Chapter 1 History French Revolution. Students, now today I will explain you about France abolishes monarchy and becomes a republic. Students, in this I will explain you how Louis XVI entered into secret negotiation with the rulers of Prussia and Austria. Now students, although Louis XVI had signed the constitution, he entered into the secret negotiation with the King of Prussia. Rulers of other neighboring countries too were worried by the developments in France and made plans to send troops to put down the events that had been taking place there since in summer of 1789. Before this could happen, the National Assembly voted in April 1792 to declare war against Prussia and Austria. Thousands of volunteers thronged from the provisions to join the army. They saw this as a war of the people against king and aristocracy all over Europe. Students, when they marched toward the Paris, they start singing patriotic song. They sang was the Marseillaise, composed by the poet Roget de l'Isle. It was sung for the first time by the volunteers from Marseilles as they marched into Paris and so got its name. The Marseillaise is now the national anthem of France. Now, the rise of new revolutionaries' ideas. The Revolutionaries' War brought losses and economic difficulties to the people. While the men were away fighting at the front, women were left to cope with the task of earning a living and looking after their families. Large section of the population were convinced that the revolution had to be carried further, as the Constitution of 1791 gave political rights only to the richer section of society. Now, the people started making up political clubs. Political clubs became an important rallying point for the people, those who wished to discuss government policies and plans their own form of action. That time, the most successful of these clubs was that of the Jacobins, which got its name from the former convent of Saint Jacob in Paris. Women too, who had been active throughout this period, formed their own clubs. The members of Jacobin clubs belonged mainly to the less prosperous section of society. They included small shopkeepers, artisans such as shoemakers, pastry cook, printers, watchmakers, as well as servants and daily wage workers. Their leader was Maximilien Robespierre. A large group among the Jacobins decided to start wearing a long strip trousers similar to those worn by dock workers. This was to set themselves apart from the fashionable section of the society, especially the nobles who wore knee breeches. It was a way of proclaiming the end of power wielded by the wearers of knee breeches. These Jacobins came to be known as sans-culottes, literally meaning those without knee breeches. Thank you, students.